In terms of the agenda, I'll have a very quick look. So we'll start by introducing positive luxury in each of the speakers. We'll then cease using slides, and the initial discussion will center on the concept of mental beauty and its significance for consumer well-being. The speakers will also explore ethical cosmetics, holistic luxury experiences and challenges, as well as best practices in the industry. Finally, we'll open the floor for questions. So to introduce positive luxury, we specialize in helping luxury brands, retailers, and suppliers to integrate sustainability into their business strategies and operations. Through our environmental, social, and governance assessment, Butterfly Mark certification program, and consulting programs and services, we provide tailored support to our community of real change makers, which includes over 200 companies across 6 industries in the luxury sector, including beauty and fragrance. What sets positive luxury apart is our mission to shape a sustainable future by redefining the business model and rebuilding customer trust in the luxury sector. On behalf of Positive Luxury, I would like to extend deep appreciation to our 4 esteemed speakers who are joining us today. I'll briefly introduce each of them now in alphabetical order by company name. Starting with Begonia San Juan of Ayuna. So I'd like to welcome Begonia, who's the co-founder, creative director, and CEO of Ayuna Less is Beauty, which is a member of the positive luxury community. She's spent over 30 years in setting a new standard for well-aging and mental beauty. Under her leadership, Ayuna continues to be recognized internationally for its contributions to redefining beauty. Next, I would like to welcome Jeannie Jarnett, founder and CEO of Beauty Heroes. She created Beauty Heroes to champion ingredient transparency and sustainability in beauty. Her platform is the only retailer screening for non-biodegradable ingredients, ensuring ethical sourcing and reduced environmental impacts. I would also like to welcome Irene Campagna, Director of Spa and Wellness at Casa de Campo Resort and Villas. As a leader in luxury hospitality and wellness, Irene has successfully elevated spa experiences. At Casa de Campo Resort and Villas, she achieved a Forbes 4-star rating within 8 months, while continuing to integrate wellness and retail to enhance guest satisfaction. I would also like to welcome Dr. Oscar Exposito Tares, CEO, CSO, and co-founder of Vytrus Biotech. With a PhD in plant biotechnology, Dr. Exposito and Vytrus Biotech specialize in developing natural active ingredients for skincare and hair care through biotechnology, maximizing the power of plants while minimizing environmental impacts. So to begin this roundtable dialogue, we'll go in turn with each speaker. So first I'll hear from Begonia and then turn to Jeannie, Irene, and Oscar respectively. So to start the dialogue, I'd like to ask the following question. What do we mean by mental beauty, and what does it represent for consumers in the beauty industry?
We don't listen.
Begonia, yeah.
Okay, now?
All good.
Okay. Let's go first with beauty, and then we will go to mental beauty. And beauty as a concept, first is intricate in our biology as humans, but also with all the species. What is beauty? It depends. There is a concept of beauty that is also conducted by society, and there is stereotypes about what is pretty or no, what is beauty or no. In my understanding, and also under Ayuna's understanding, beauty is a tool, super powerful. We deserve to feel pretty and to show this individual beauty. And people, because of beauty, is able to make lifestyle changes. So for me and for Ayuna, using beauty as a tool, the reason why people is doing changes in their lives through cosmetics, but also through can be food intakes, gym, etc. Because people wants to show that they are pretty, and because people wants to be attractive, and that's perfect. So beauty is something that is very powerful and makes us to make good decisions for us in our life. Here is the other part, mental beauty. What is inside of our brain, thinking what is pretty or no, and what we can do, no, and how these affect to us. The skin and the brain are connected, and we know that, and it's connected in both directions. If we touch the skin, the brain is feeling. If we apply products on the skin, the brain also knows that, because there is a connection, and I know that Oscar will explain a lot about that, no? About this connection between the brain and the skin. But also, what we are thinking, how we are feeling, is also affecting into our skin. So for us in Ayuna, mental beauty means what we are saying to people to help them to use beauty and to make them feel better. And also mental beauty means what you personally, individual, are you saying to yourself to make you look pretty. So it's in both directions. What we are saying and applying, and also what we as individuals we are saying to ourselves. So mental beauty is using the industry, the beauty industry, and to make people feel better and live longer.
Thank you, Begonia, for that contribution, for shedding light on the distinctions between beauty and mental beauty. To Jeannie.
Yeah, first of all, thank you for hosting a webinar on this topic. I think it's really wonderful that Positive Luxury is really embracing this. In the term mental beauty, for me, that actual term, I feel like Ayuna has really coined that term and brought that forward. And it's the brand we have over 97 brands at Beauty Heroes, and Ayuna is the one that's really leading the way in this, in really integrating the connection between the mind and what we put on our skin and the whole conversation. I was so happy to see Irene on this panel, because my background is in spa management, and that connection between what we're putting on our skin and what we're doing to our bodies is really where spa lives. And I feel like this concept of mental beauty is really our awareness, our growing awareness as a society, that what we put on ourselves, what we put in ourselves, there is a holistic connection around all of it. Who we surround ourselves, what we surround ourselves with. So kind of like the understanding and the awareness that food is medicine is sort of, it's a continuation of that and extending into beauty. And I think we have I think we've just very scratched the surface on really the understanding of this and the potential and power of this. But I think that Beauty Heroes, a lot of the conversations that we have around this connection exists, I think, with a lot of brands, but I think Ayuna is really articulating it in a very clear way. And that is, they're pushing the industry in this direction. And it's really exciting to be a part of it and to witness it and to continue on this journey.
Thank you. And Irene?
Okay, well, thank you, first of all, to everybody who is connected. In regards of the question, mental beauty, in my opinion, is about how we feel, not just how we look, right? For years, the beauty industry focused on external perfection. You know already, flawless skin, youthful appearance, anti-wrinkles, anti-cellulite, anti. You must be perfect, okay? But today, fortunately, there's a growing understanding that true beauty radiates from within. In a luxury resort setting, as we are in Casa de Campo, this concept of mental beauty takes even a greater meaning. Guests don't come to a high-end wellness destination just for a facial or a body treatment. They come seeking balance, renewal, and special experiences. So they are looking for experiences that allow them to disconnect from daily stress and reconnect with themselves and nature, especially in this beautiful location like is the Dominican Republic, and feel truly present in the moment. So we can see this shift reflected in the kinds of treatments and rituals that are in demand right now, because guests no longer just ask for anti-aging facials. They ask for treatments that help them sleep better, relieve anxiety, and restore their energy levels. They want beauty experience that are multi-sensory, like Ayuna is doing, right? Engaging not just their skin, but also their mind and emotions. At many luxury spa destinations, we now integrate guided breath work and mindfulness techniques into skincare treatments. For example, our opening ritual, the therapist breathes in coordination with the customer breathing as well. So you get this real connection with the guest. And instead of simply applying a product, we create a ceremonial moment where guests take a few deep breaths, inhale the aroma of the essential oils, and set an intention for their self-care experience. This may be a just small but very significant shift, turns a routine treatment into a mental beauty ritual, where beauty is no longer just about the external glow, but also about the emotional reset. Another example is the rising trend of holistic skincare rituals performed at sunrise or sunset when the body's circadian rhythm is most receptive. These rituals often incorporate different techniques, helping us not only to improve their skin, but also enter in a state of deep relaxation. Mental beauty represents a redefinition of luxury completely. It has nothing to do with what sorry about that, with what we have been doing many years ago, right? So it's no longer about having the most expensive products, but about how a treatment makes you feel. It can make you feel refreshed or rebalanced, and especially deeply connected with yourself. And in wellness tourism, this is becoming a key factor in how guests choose their destinations. Usually now our guests are looking on the destinations map and they see where are our wellness destinations and they travel for that. Before, that's something that we couldn't even think about it. They were choosing more like astronomy or destination, but now they are choosing wellness destination.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oscar?
Well, my point of view is from the developing and from science, yeah, how we develop ingredients. And I have to say that we are in a very exciting moment in science because we are in the tip of the iceberg, as you mean, Janine, yeah, to understand how our body and our mind is working and how they are connected. At the end, what is described, pretty well described, is the skin and the brain are literally connected. In fact, since our when we are in developing as humans, we are an embryo. Yeah, the same cells that are producing your brain are producing your skin, the same cells. So, and it makes great sense for me, like as a biologist, because imagine that you are a brain and you are closed in a box that is the cranius. Yeah, it's dark. Yeah, you don't see anything. So nature is so smart, and for me, the skin, the science is describing like this: the skin is an expansion of your brain. It's full of detectors. The skin has photoreceptors, taste receptors. It smells. The skin is full of receptors, chemoreceptors, that gives a huge amount of information to the brain in order to to react, to be adapted, to interact with your environment. So imagine the potential that has cosmetics that is interacting with the skin that is brain tissue. It's literally brain tissue. In fact, the skin produces serotonin, oxytocin, many hormones, neurotransmitters. So at Vytrus, we have demonstrated that something that you put in your skin after 10 minutes activates the synthesis of oxytocin, the happiness hormone, in the brain after 10 minutes. Yeah. So this means that depending on what you put, the quality and the nature of what you put on your skin can go directly to your brain and make you feel better or not. So it's a great, opens a great opportunity that cosmetics and what you put on your skin. And I move further. The intention of what you put on your skin affects your state, your internal state. So for me, we are at the beginning, yeah, we are opening a blue ocean, yeah, in which we will discover how we can affect our mood state, how we will feel, how you feel, and also what do you feel, how you can express outside. This is the uh, emanation, what you emanate to the others, yeah. What is your body and your skin delivers to the surroundings and to the others, and what you are unconsciously receive from the others. So maybe we can discuss later a little bit more, but imagine the opportunities we will have in the future. And for me, the mental beauty is this approach and how we are trying to understand how we are built up, how we are all our body, how it's connected, and how we can, through the products and the formulations we are putting on our skin, how we can improve our wellness, how we can improve how we feel. Yeah. So for me, it's a very, very exciting moment in science. In fact, for example, fragrances. Fragrances are also these fragrances is relaxing me. This fragrance is make me more focused. Yeah. Now we are starting to understand how it's possible that one fragrance that is produced by a plant or by a microorganism can interact with my feelings and my mood state. So for me, is an amazing, amazing point. And I think these approaches we will give great opportunities for improve this mental beauty.
Thank you.
I like to add also that is also from inside out, because and can be also in negative way, because if we are in a alert mood and our body is secreting cortisol, also is going to affect into our skin. So for example, when we look at the mirror in the approach of, let's say, conventional or traditional beauty approach, when you look at the mirror and you are getting older and you look that you have wrinkles or your skin is starting to sag, and you look at the mirror and you tell to yourself, I don't like that wrinkle, I don't like my appearance, I don't like my skin is not glowing enough. All these messages are also releasing neurotransmitters in our body, and they also work in the opposite side. And I always say, you can use the best product of the world, you can do the most beautiful technique in the most beautiful place, Casa de Campo, Dominican Republic, but if you internally are thinking that you are horrible and you are not young enough and you are not looking the best, it's like neutralizing what you are doing with what you are thinking. So it's positive from outside inside, but also can be negative. So we need to look at the both sides, in the positive and the negative.
Yeah, no, thanks for those additions to the conversation, Begonia. I think as each of our speakers have pointed out, mental beauty means many different things. It can be seen both as a personal and holistic experience, but it's also a biological one. It's also a social construct. And of course, it's not only about external beauty and appearance, but ultimately about one's willingness to embrace cosmetic products or beauty products for even internal balance, self-acceptance, and even an extension of one's identity. Moving on to another related topic, I wanted to see, because consumers are increasingly seeking beauty products that contribute to emotional well-being. So this has already been touched on by all of you. So to go around the table, as we just did, I'd like to hear your thoughts on this question, what the challenges are for sourcing ingredients, as well as developing products or experiences in the beauty and wellness industry.
I like to say that yes, it's true, and we all want to look and feel good. That's something that we want, no? But the reality is that, and to me, the most challenging, we as a brand that we are conducting all this intention and we want this change and this shift in the industry, still, even with very good partners that they understand us very well, many times we heard, why don't you put before and after, like surprise, something that changes like immediately, or for example, still consumers, they want to feel good, but also they are looking this, because a change is not easy, no? So we challenge with this society that still is presenting this miracle product or this miracle technique that makes this something that is changing from one day to another day, and for sure that if you are taking care of yourself and you are taking care of your lifestyle, you will make changes and you will look your best. That's true, but it still is challenging that. And the same happens when you are producing products. If you want to be very ethical source, very natural, very authentic, the final result of the product, I always say that the formulas are alive and they don't behave like a synthetic formula. They behave as, it's like, if I use an analogy, when you go to a supermarket and you look at the tomatoes, if they are perfect, shiny, grow, it's like, okay, that's nice and they look perfect. And then you have the organic source that they are not always are perfect, shiny, but they taste amazing, you know? So it's challenging when you present something that is natural source, something that is like super transparent and with this idea, but it doesn't behave as the society is used to. Or when you are not saying miracle in 1 minute, no? If you are not saying that, is challenging because we are used to listen and we are used to consume other kind of products, and that's the most challenging for me. But again, I mean, changes can be done, no? And if you really believe in something, and I see it, and I see a change since 10 years ago to now, as Irene also was explaining, or the example of Beauty Heroes, what Beauty Heroes present, or even the ingredients that Vytrus is presenting, is totally in this direction. So there is changes, but the market still is there, and there is a huge, big population that still is looking and still is expecting the old way. And so that's the most challenging, being different and being the first one that they are doing changes. But it's true, people want to make those changes.
Thank you. Jeannie?
Yeah, I have so much to say now about what Begonia shared, but it is Beauty Heroes, we are screening for ingredients that are petroleum derived, silicones, acrylates, anything that's not readily biodegradable. And we really, I wish we weren't the only company screening for that. I really want more companies to really embrace this. Those ingredients have no nutritional value to your skin, to your body, the challenge is that they really stabilize formulas and they give them a really silky feel, and they give them all these qualities, but they don't actually do anything for you. And they do harm the environment. There's all this research coming out on this, and we've got so many environmental concerns that are so much bigger than these invisible ingredient concerns that the focus really isn't on that yet. But I do think that when we see this all the time at Beauty Heroes, because we work with a global customer base, and they may or may not be really interested in mental beauty or truly, healthy, clean beauty or any of the things that we're interested in. They just, are introduced to our brands and our products through our content, and they start to see the differences and feel the differences. We also don't allow any synthetic fragrance at Beauty Heroes. We just believe and feel that all, the ingredients that have this value to our skin really have everything that you need. We really don't feel like you need it. They are inexpensive, and they just don't. Every ingredient should have some value to to our bodies, to our skin, to our well-being. And so for us, the challenge really is that to source brands that are meeting this standard is really hard. And we're always, challenged to find brands that kind of go all the way in that direction. But the really incredible thing is that brands that we do work with have incredible sourcing stories. So I will say sourcing is probably the hardest. If you're creating products with a lot of intention and are creating these products that have a true benefit, sourcing is a really real challenge for brands. And sourcing sustainably and finding great sources that are reliable and that is a challenge. And for us, sourcing brands that meet the standard is also a challenge. So it is I think that we feel so proud of the brands that we do represent. That is why we feel like we've created a community of brands who are like-minded and are sourcing in this way, and we've found them. And our mission is to really connect people to these brands in a way that they really understand how much work goes into it and the intention behind these brands, and they feel more connected to what they're putting on their skin. Maybe not even intentionally. Maybe they aren't even looking for that connection, but just by engaging with these brands, they start to feel the shift. And we hear it all the time where clients who maybe weren't looking for something specific, they say, my skin has changed so much, or my I feel so different. What is in your products? I hear it all the time. It's not what's in them, it's what's not in them that's allowing what's in them to do the work, to do what its potential of what these ingredients can do. And it's fascinating. And so sourcing it really is everything. But it is I think the biggest challenge for our brands, and also finding sources that are reliable, which is where Oscar comes in, I think, in creating those reliable sources that can perform and be sustainable and be reliable for brands.
Thank you. Irene? Unmute.
We don't listen to you.
You're on mute.
Excuse me, sorry. Now, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Sorry about that. I would like to start saying or mentioning that in the spa industry and luxury, we produce a lot of waste. So we are responsible to avoid this as much as possible. And how this is related with well-being. From an ingredient perspective, fortunately, consumers are now more conscious of what goes into their beauty products, as Jenny and Begonia were saying. So they just don't want effective ingredients. They want ingredients that promote relaxation, relieve stress, and support mental clarity. For example, ashwagandha, an adaptogen like ashwagandha, which is known to help balance cortisol levels, my best friend, by the way, are becoming more common in beauty formulations. Essential oils are being used since the beginning of the times, not only for their fragrance, as we already know is so pleasant, but we use them for their ability to trigger emotional responses, calming the nervous system and reducing anxiety. For luxury resorts, this means curating wellness experiences that are deeply personalized and multisensory. A facial treatment, for example, is no longer just a facial to apply cream, remove cream, or apply product, remove product. It's a journey of well-being. Guests are expecting something else about that. So incorporating aromatherapy or personalized music frequencies and guided relaxation techniques to enhance emotional balance as well. Another key implication is the way how we source our ingredients, and we spa managers or spa directors are responsible for that as well. So I'm so happy now that when our guests come to the spa Casa de Campo, a few of them or half of them, they come and they ask, where do these products come from? Or are they ethically sourced? Or do they support the local community? And if they don't ask about that, we explain them how when they use these products, they are contributing to this matter, right? So for us in the industry, sustainability and transparency must be non-negotiables. And we all spa directors, we have to start thinking about that. For example, at the spa in Casa de Campo, we work with local suppliers and small-scale producers, ensuring that their skincare products are not just effective, but also have a positive impact in the environment and communities. The connection between nature, beauty, and well-being is incredibly powerful. It enhances trust, deepens emotional engagement, and makes beauty feel more personal and meaningful. It makes you feel better when you are connected with nature because it's our nature. Products nowadays are more about the experience that they create and the emotions they evoke. And in luxury hospitality, the shift is redefining the way we approach self-care. So I'm so happy about that we are turning that way.
Thank you. And Oscar?
Thank you.
Okay, I have also much to say on that topic. I will summarize. I do my best. But for me, as a provider of cosmetic ingredients, I think that the great challenge is, just to take the last words of Irene, is to be connected to nature. We as a scientists, we are aware that we don't know anything compared to nature. Nature is amazing teacher. Is the mirror where we have to look. Yeah, and nature explains that in order to be healthy, to be in homeostasis, or to be okay, you have to have a good balance. In nature, everything is matter of balance. And you, Jenny, you mentioned about what you have inside or what you don't have inside your product. Yeah. In nature, we are learning a lot that you need, at least from plants, that we are experts on plants. Plants are telling us that in order to be okay, be healthy, and to be pretty, yeah, you have to have the correct balance at any moment. And in this balance requires a huge amount of different molecules that works in synergy, are very amazingly constructed. Yeah. And when you have you eat a tomato, yeah, in the tomato there are amazing different things. If you make an extraction of tomato, you're only recovering a few parts of this original tomato. Yeah. So for me, one of the first challenges, or the main challenges we have, is how we can get closer to nature to our skin. Yeah, how we can adapt these natural principles, that our body is nature. Yeah, so our body is working as a natural organism. So when you are developing an ingredient that you have to put in your skin, this ingredient has to understand, has to follow the rules of nature, because your skin is nature. So for me, it's not a matter of having the best extract, more pure, because a super pure extract is a natural product, but it's not a natural proportions. Yeah, it can be natural origin, but it's not natural in proportions. So for me, to understand how nature works, how your skin in this specific point is what is needing for anything to be moisturized, for example, you require a very complex matrices of molecules. Yeah, and in nature you understand and you see many things that are to be moisturized. You need many things. Yeah, so for me the challenge, to not extend more on that, is to have products that speaks the natural language. Yeah, products that are complex and respectful enough to your skin. Yeah, and then the other challenge is to produce sustainably. Yeah, because you mentioned also essential oils. Yeah, essential oil is an example of, from my point of view, a field where we can improve a lot how we apply, because an essential oil is a super concentrated molecules from a plant, yeah? And that's why many times the essential oils, when you put on your skin, cause you allergies or irritations, because the proportions you are putting on your skin are not the natural proportions. When you smell a rose, you have the natural proportions of all the volatiles over there. When you are make an essential oil super concentrated, you have to dilute a lot to recover the natural proportions. Because if you put at high concentrations, then your skin reacts because it's not speaking the same language. Yeah, it's shouting. Yeah, this ingredient is shouting your skin. Yeah, for that and for me, biotechnology. Of course, I'm an expert on that, but I think biotechnology and lab-grown ingredients opens great opportunities combining the nature and the sustainable production of these natural products. Yeah, because it's not sustainable to grow huge fields of different plants to concentrate, extract, and purify. And maybe the option could be try to reproduce with a very fewer natural resources the same or even more, yeah, but respecting these natural proportions. And I think biotechnology in many fields, not only plants, microorganisms, many stuff, is looking at that. And I think it's very interesting, this approach to combine naturality, sustainability, and also efficacy, because we are respecting these natural proportions. Yeah. And the last but not least, I think another challenge is the quickness. Yeah. People want to have quick results, and biology, the rhythms are the rhythms. Yeah. You are not getting old one day and after you are old. You is a long pathway to get old. To rebalance the situation requires time, yeah, and requires complexity and time, patience, yeah. So to recover and to have a healthier skin and a healthier appearance, for me, requires time. And I think we have to teach people. And I think luxury maybe has the excellent position to say, I don't want to put out your wrinkle immediately because your appearance will not look natural. Just understand what happened with your wrinkle, try to solve this unbalanced situation, balance the situation, and then at the end, you will have a normal, a natural appearance according to your age. Yeah. And I think this is a challenge because many people want to have immediate results because I want to put out my wrinkle. And I think it's a mistake because it's first very difficult. And then when you erase, you don't have natural results. And I think we have to understand that in life, always there are cycles, you need time and soft changes. Every day, a small, and then at the end you will have excellent results, but with time and patience. Yeah. And with this, I finish for the moment.
And
thank you. So as we've been exploring up until now, and what to pick up on, I think, for the next question is around these questions of challenges, as well as some expiring examples of beauty brands or industry initiatives. I see there's a few questions coming in through the chat, which is great. So we'll allow a bit of time for that at the end. So I'd like to continue this discussion with the speakers, continuing this look at sustainability and also looking at some of these bigger challenges that have been noted around sourcing and around self-care. So going in turn again, just to share a couple or a few inspiring examples of brands or industry initiatives that are educating consumers about safe and sustainable personal care.
I will take this last comment from Oscar, because what he was saying is what we really defend as a brand, and we are educating people that going slow. And Ayuna means fasting in Spanish, and part of this fasting concept is also what you just choose as a how you can take care of yourself with the, let's say, less products, but paying more attention on what you are doing. And instead of this other current that is known as the K-beauty, with 10 steps, 12 steps, that is like applying a lot and without paying attention. And for me, the direction is going slow and smelling, feeling, absorbing, and also putting all the intention mentally. So we, as a brand, we teach people and we educate people. And I'm not saying that using several products is not good. I'm just trying to say that it's better when you go slow and taking the time to apply your products, to feel your products, to absorb your product. That's one way. Another way is something that we do as a brand, is how you are applying your products and how you are looking yourself at the mirror, how you are telling to yourself beautiful words. And if you don't know how to tell yourself beautiful words, we have like a concept that is supported by psychologists, and we are helping people to find beautiful words to put an intention to the day that they are taking care. And so part of the practices that we are teaching is going slow, putting intention, and also, for example, we have a massage that's called I Love You massage that works on, of course, works on circulatory system, works on the skin, work on penetrating the product. But we are not focusing on that. We are just focusing on symbolizing hearts and having, teaching people how to apply a product, having like a making love with themselves. So is things that we are doing to immerse into a way to take care of yourself more gentle and more friendly.
Thank you. Jeannie?
Yeah, I think it's so fun to listen to Begonia, and I think the brand is very humble about themselves, because they really are leading people to feel better through this concept of mental beauty. But the products really are some of the most effective, if not the most effective, in terms of really producing results. And it's because of the way that they're crafted with this intention. And so if I think for people who really want results, they will see them with Ayuna, but the Ayuna is so much more, and it's really having a more holistic conversation. We love using Ayuna in professional treatments at Beauty Heroes. We've done master classes, and we've really shared these techniques that they share when they have a product, that you can do with any product. Really, the rituals can be done with any product, and so we do holistic facials at Beauty Heroes, and we work with Ayuna and their rituals, but also other products. And I can give you a couple of examples of brands in addition to Ayuna that are making some that we use and that are delving into a more holistic conversation. So the first is De Mamiel, also a luxury brand that is studying the effects of ingredients on cortisol and has really done some scientific research on that. And we featured them at Beauty Heroes. And I think the founder does integrated skincare and Chinese medicine treatments in the UK. We open a lot of our treatments incorporating the Osea. They created a vagus nerve oil, which really works on the parasympathetic nervous system and the vagus nerve. And we do some inhalations with that. And Osea is a brand that is known for its body and skincare, but they have a product that works really beautifully on the vagus nerve, and they've studied that scientifically. Another thing that we are seeing is brands incorporating gemstones and flower essences into their formulas. And also what has been fascinating to me is we work with a brand called Alexis Smart that is using flower essences for skincare. So taking them, transdermally or like under the tongue 4 times a day, and working on rosacea, and also working on sort of if you're not feeling great about your skin, using flower essences to shift that through plant medicine. So there's different ways that this is emerging, this brain, skin, beauty connection.
Thank you. And Irene? It's on mute.
Irene.
It's on mute. It's on mute. It's on mute.
Excuse me. I had technical issues and now I'm back. But just to be sure that we are talking about the examples of beauty brands, correct, Daniel? Okay, thank you.
That's correct, yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. So, in my opinion, there are several incredible brands and initiatives that are setting new standards in safe and sustainable beauty nowadays. But my standout is Ayuna, of course, which prioritizes pure science-backed formulations with a strong focus on minimalism and sustainability. As Begoña mentioned, Ayuna means fasting, and that's something that our skin really needs in order to rebuild their self, right? The Ayuna's philosophy is that less is more, which is, I completely agree with that. And it means fewer ingredients, fewer steps, but higher effectiveness. This kind of slow beauty movement that is coming right now in wellness and spa industry is shifting the way consumers think about skincare. Instead of applying 20 products where the skin is so saturated and we are interfering in the nature of the renovation of the skin, right? So in the luxury hospitality space, one initiative that is particularly inspiring for me is the rise of wellness master classes at high-end resorts. We have run a few here in the spa at Casa de Campo with amazing results. And in this way, instead of simply offering guests a list of spa treatments, we are now hosting educational workshops where guests can learn directly from experts about sustainable beauty. We bring the owners, the CEOs, the producers of these products, and they explain themselves how the product is produced and collected and all the ingredients that they have inside, right? So the guests can learn directly from them about sustainable beauty, holistic skincare, and conscious self-care as well. For example, at the spa at Casa de Campo, as I mentioned before, we integrate brand experiences that go beyond a standard retail encounter, right? It's not that you just go to the shop, you pick what you think it's more convenient for you, or you pick what you like the most because it's more beautiful. But instead of that, we accompany the customer. We do ingredient workshops. We do sustainability Q&A sessions as well, or hands-on skin rituals, as I mentioned in our master class, right? So these initiatives empower consumers, helping them make informed choices. For me, that's the most important. They have to be conscious of what they purchase, what they retail, what they get for retail, right? And see beauty as something more than just a product in a beautiful container, but as an intentional, sustainable lifestyle.
Thank you. And Oscar?
Thank you.
From my side, instead of, for me, it's difficult to select any particular initiative. I have to say that in the field of providers, I think that there is a huge interest into produce every time more natural, more respectful ingredients. Our competitors, in fact, are inspiring us each time much more because they are going very strong in this field. And I think many times the innovation, one important part of innovation comes from the providers, from the developers of raw materials. And I think that this field, in few weeks, there is in cosmetics, this year in Amsterdam, the global. And it's amazing what are the initiatives of natural products, sustainable, biotech. And I think I'm very optimistic for the future because really this market is really very well aligned on that. And they are developing really products that are very sustainable, respectful with the skin, with the environment, very social initiatives. Yeah, of course, there are many companies with many budgets. Yeah, but the main field is that everybody wants to have natural, respectful, and efficient products. Yeah, and I think. When I started in this field of cosmetics, I listened a lot of anti-aging stress, or maybe anti-aging. And now every time you need to see emotions, well-being, and I think consciousness, self-acceptance, and I like a lot. I think that the field luckily is going to this part, And for me to finish my intervention, for me one inspiring person was my grandmother. We have to look to our grandparents. My grandmother reaches 92 years old. And has excellent cuties, excellent skin, has 10 children, very hard life, but she was living according the year stations. In summer was performing one way, in winter in another, in the spring another. Were always consuming products local. She did their rosmarinic water and put on the face with the rosmarinus, with the rosemary plant next to their home. And I think everybody has what they need in the surroundings because you are evolved in your environment, And for me, my grandmother, it was always happy, very happy, looking at the bright side of the life, Of course, he had a lot of problems. She had a lot of problems. 10 children. Imagine all the problems they had, She had, but it was combining a positive look and local consumption and I think natural resources. And she looks very good. So look at our grandparents' lifestyles, and maybe we can have better periods and better products.
Thank you. So just before I see there's been a couple questions, so we'll turn to those just momentarily. Just beforehand, I would just like to give many thanks to our speakers, Begonia, Jeannie, Irene, and Oscar for really insightful and valued contributions today. It's really made this topic come to life. It's been highly engaging and informative to see mental beauty through so many different perspectives and understand all these different angles about all these different processes, challenges, and amazing examples out there of how cosmetics are transforming the customer experience in both positive and yet also negative ways, but that it's a growing field and full of innovation. And again, really thank you for everything today and your contributions. So I wanted to just bring up then, there's been a couple questions. So first of all, Nathan asked, currently, is there any way to offer an integrative approach to skin aging? There's so much talk around the microbiome in our skin, as well as our digestive system, mental wellness, lifestyle choices. How could we find a perfect balance? There's a need for more understanding from the industry and the end consumer. If I maybe put this question out first to one of you, I'm not sure who would like to speak to it.
It seems fitting for Begonia, no? Oh, sorry, Oscar. Sorry.
Completely made for her.
No, Oscar, you have a lot to say here.
Well, in fact, regarding the integration, he speaks, Nathan, about microbiota. We haven't spoken about microbiota. Microbiota is a completely new field where we are understanding that the microorganisms on our skin are us. We are us. To be human, I like the concept of holobionts. We are holobionts. The humans are holobionts. What this means that they are a combination of for each human cell you have 10 bacteria, and from each bacteria you have 10 viruses. So what really means to be a human? Yeah. So we are more bacterial than human cells. Yeah. So this for me changes the perspective on the product you put on your skin. I will introduce a very challenging and uncomfortable question. All the formulas has preservatives. All the formulations has preservatives, and preservatives kill bacteria. And we are mainly bacteria. So in the future, I envisage that the cosmetics will not have preservatives. They have, you put in the fridge like yogurt, yeah, and you have to a short shelf life, because what you put on your skin has to be compatible with your microbiota. Because nowadays, literature is describing that microbiota is involved in your emotions, is involved in your aging, is involved in many things. So we have to take care in photo protection, for example, is in your sun care products. The microbiota is crucial to be very well sun protected. So imagine the field to cover in this microbiota. Yeah, for me nowadays we are approaching each time more, but it's very complex to have this holistic, but for this complete treatment. But for me, the complete treatment is not one to put one very complete product once. Is what is your routine all your day and all your year long, how what you put on your skin that is aligned with the circadian rhythm, year rhythms, your lifestyle. And I think the complete treatment requires a holistic and a very a general approach. Yeah, and then you take a little of this, a little of this, a little of this, and then the combination is the perfect, not one product that fulfills everything, because this in nature doesn't happen. There's no product, no food, no one food that has all the elements. You have to take a few of each. You have to interact with many others to have the perfect answer.
Thank you, Oscar.
Oh. I would love to add, if it's okay, that cosmetic industry is being fed by, let's say, pharmacy and medicine, and the idea of, which is fine. I mean, we learn a lot from that, but the concept of from the pharma aspect or from the medicine aspect is like, we are sick, and a product that is healing you has an ingredient that is neutralizing your sickness, no? So in the cosmetic industry, like, it's being enriched by the pharma, it's been working in the past in this way. It's like, okay, let's look for the sickness in the aspect, no? And the sickness is the wrinkle, the pigmentation. So it's looking for a solution to the sickness. In the reality, what I'm totally agree with Oscar, no? In reality, cosmetics are not, they are not healing anything. Cosmetics are part of your lifestyle, and every ingredient in the formula is important, and is an integrative approach into your body. And your body is microbiota, your body is your skin, your body is your feelings, and your body is everything. So this learning that we have from the pharmacy and from medicine approach is perfect, but this problem solution that we have been doing, if we take care of what we know today and we have this integrative approach, is not looking that this problem solution is more integrative, and everything counts, and microbiota also counts.
Thank you, Begonia. So mindful about time, I know that there's been another question from Katja about packaging. It could be possible to respond to you maybe via email, given we're at the hour of this roundtable. I do really want to extend our deep appreciation for everybody's engagement today, everyone who's attended, put in the time to take part, and appreciate all the interest in these amazing topics, insightful topics that clearly we're looking at very holistic themes here, much like in sustainability itself. And on behalf of Positive Luxury, I will be reaching out to each of you who's taken part. I can share the recording that's happened today, as well as a brief one-page summary of the key takeaways. And would love to have your feedback on this session. And again, really appreciate all the different perspectives and insights shared today by our four esteemed speakers.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thanks,
Thank
all of
you.
you. Thank you.
Thank you.